I started writing when I was very young. I thought writing was something that everybody did. My parents both wrote, they were journalists, and I had a feeling that I might be a writer someday. I wanted to be a journalist like my parents, but I wound up in press information, public relations, and writing mostly press releases and mostly nonprofit organizations. And that's how I got into writing. I was working at Yale in the medical school. I head of the press information office in the late 1960s, and that's when Casey moved up to East Haddam. And I had known her before, but we hadn't known each other very well. She was doing freelance writing and editing. Basically, she was a freelance editor and making a good living at it. And when we reconnected, she suggested that I should come into business with her. And I think I knew I had hit the glass ceiling at Yale, and I thought, that's a good idea. I liked having my own time, deciding on my own hours and all the things that Casey could do. So we started Miller Swift in 1970, January 1st, 1970. Initially, we had clients. We were writing for clients mostly in the fields of medicine, healthcare, which I had just come out of, and nature, natural history, science, environmental issues, which I had been in before at the American Museum of Natural History, and religion, which Casey had most recently been in a full-time job with the Seabury Press, the official publishing house of the Episcopal Church in the United States. So we had clients to start with right off the bat. We took the magazine that I had helped start at Yale Medicine, and we edited that and wrote for it. And then we got the law school magazine at Yale, and we had several books from the Seabury Press that Casey had worked for, and we became sort of authorities in that field. And that's when we began to see that there were problems with the English language that we had never really recognized, not growing up as, well, I shouldn't say not growing up as feminists, because we did, but we didn't think of ourselves as feminists, either of us. But as we began to listen to the language, and that was in the late 60s, and the women's movement was getting rolling, and we were aware of what was happening in the larger world, we realized how language contributes to our understanding of, to our perception of people and situations, and we realized that the English language is sexist, full of sexism, or well, it was, and we began to study how did this happen, and we did a lot of research, and we came up with some ideas, and our first book, Words and Women. But that's how that came about is a whole other story. But then we went on to write the Handbook of Non-Sexist Writing at the suggestion of our publisher, and we were in the business. That became our main activity, writing to help clients overcome the problems of writing about whatever they were writing about, whatever their material was about, writing it in gender-neutral terms or in terms that were not offensive to women or sometimes to men.